Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's I, Brandon, back again, and this is Harley. And we are on the encounters for the animated armor and the flying sword, which I did a combo video because I kind of see them kind of going hand in hand, quite literally, or hand in hilt. So a lot of these animated, or at least between the flying sword and the animated armor, in my opinion, could be used pretty much the exact same way, depending on how you want to do it. Except obviously one's a suit of armor and the other one is a actual flying sword or axe or whatever you want to call it. But did the stats with flying sword. So I'm gonna do the homebrew stuff first, and then I'll give you like something for the water, and just so you guys know, the water and air are basically the exact same thing. And on land, I did it as if I gave a couple like encounters, and then just so you guys know, use it as if you would in a castle or crypt or something like that. You know, just bunch of suits of armor and one or two of them happen to be animated. No one's going to notice. For the homebrew, I kind of changed it to where if someone uses the Dispel magic spell, if it fails a Constitution save, the animate armor, whatever the animate object is, is immediately rendered useless. So depending on how damage it is, it might still be valuable, it might not be, but I figured that Dispel Magic should do exactly what it says, Dispel Magic. Not just make it stay put for like a minute and then you are fine. That doesn't make any sense. I said animated armor should be vulnerable to lightning. And the flying sword has disadvantage on checks against being pinned. So basically, any sort of grapple check it has disadvantage on. But I gave it the ability to parry as a. I put my hand really bad. As a reaction, giving the flying sword a +2 to its AC. Then going into the actual encounters itself, again, water and air are the exact same type of thing. Utilizing its inconspicuous nature, the animated armor and flying sword might be boxed up in for a shipment to go to another location, to go to like a specific person, maybe like a citadel or a very key location. It kind of depends on how you want to run it as a DM. They could be serving as guards on the ship, mostly the animated armor, saying only things like move along, you know, whatever you kind of see fit, or just them being silent until some sort of mayhem erupts. I can see the animated armor being positioned at the captain's quarters, like right at the door, keeping his watch ever still until someone tries to break in and then they die. Or a flying sword might be in the captain's quarters, waiting for a non-welcome person to enter and be pinned and or slain for their trespass. A neat encounter for, you know, them being boxed up is actually really cool in my opinion, is like some sort of storm kind of jostles the vessel that they're in and breaks the boxes open, and the animated armor and or flying sword actually activates and starts going around violently murdering everyone around the crew and whatever passengers they have. I figured that would be a really cool thing that would happen. I figured that if you were to do that, either have it as like a mission that your party has to go solve to figure out what happened, or have the party on the ship as is and they have to stop the threat. So that would be a really cool encounter in my opinion. On the land, obviously, whatever you want to have it in, the crypt, the castle, house, however you may be, the standard type of things. I gave it to where the animated armor actually could be walking behind like a nomad or just some sort of traveler, keeping an eye on them in the surroundings to make sure that the person of interest is not harmed. The flying sword could be like the weapon of the traveler that they kind of throw out to perform an escape, basically. So it just kind of depends on how you want to run it. These things are very versatile, and honestly, I really like the idea of the traveler having these, like this combo. It's really fucking awesome in my opinion. Like being able to have the animated armor defend you while you as a person are able to throw the flying sword out and then haul ass because that person or persons are going to be trying to to protect themselves from the animated armor and the flying sword. So it's just up to you on how you want to run it. But thank you guys for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe, and leave a comment in the video. Sorry, I'm really tired. And if you got any suggestions, please tell us down below in the comment section. And yeah, that's it. Next video, she's going to be talking a whole lot more because she hasn't talked a single bit in these videos. So she's just more or less trying to get used to the format of the videos, because I'm going to have her start doing videos on her own soon. And so hopefully she'll get used to that. Yeah, not right now, but
no,
soon.
I don't know enough about D&D yet.
You can read from a book.
But I don't know what any of it means, and I don't know what it could be used for.
Well, so the good thing is about our videos is that I do a stats and lore block. So basically you read it verbatim from the page, and then a video like this I use for my laptop, where it's based on the encounters, how I would use them, how I would think Ed would use them. The reason why I like Ed being here is because Ed comes up with a lot more, but that's how I do it. So if I'm going to get you to do a video, you're probably going to be reading verbatim from the actual book. That way you learn about certain creatures, and you get an idea of like a little bit about the world that I will be playing, and just the generic gist of how terrifying living in D&D would be. So that's just my thing. I mean, I spent 3 days reading Volo's guide front to back, just trying to understand the like certain creatures and stuff like that. And I don't have Volo's guide, sadly, but I did read the Monster Manual once through good year ago before I got the physical edition. If you spend time researching and actually listening and enjoying it, then yeah, you probably understand. It's like, oh, there's this monster, and you describe it like a certain way, and then you're like, oh, it could be this monster, and then it turns out to be another one. Like, it's disappointing, but it's kind of cool that you as a player would automatically know, oh, hey, there's this that is a threat, and you know how the stats roll up. So that's how I tend to do things. Like, it's my favorite type of thing, actually, is just knowing what I'm going up against, what the normal attacks are and stuff like that. So that's just me. But again, thank you guys for watching, and please stay tuned as we go into the next video, and she will be the one narrating. And if you need help, I'm here. So thank you guys for watching. See you guys in the next video.